like to engage a little bit more with all of you. You have all come from different places. So we can do a Q&A. We can have a casual Q&A right now, but I would also like to engage with each of you after Kargeji's speech, if you all are staying back or can stay back. Okay, questions? You're passing... Actually, if you could introduce, I know yes. we have your picture in the brochure and all that, but it'll be a good...
I'm Vasumati. I come from Pondicherry. So when the Manmohan Singh Fellowship was announced, so we had a set of mentors. They said that you may work with these mentors. So practically speaking, how much involvement will we have with the mentors or the mentors have in our work? So how does that look for us?
Yeah. So, see, first, like I said in my opening remarks today, we are putting together a list of projects across various departments in the party. In fact, this brochure is going to be circulated to many people. And we also, I believe, have your kind of area of expertise and interests and all that. And we'll try and see how we match. And once we do that is when the mentorship starts. It's an on-the-job type. But other than that, like Ajoy and Sachin have said, people are generally, as you've already seen, we're fairly approachable. I mean, he may not look it, but he's a very senior leader of the Congress party. So is Sachin, right? So and that's us. That's us. You know, there is this section of the Congress party fairly approachable, fairly cool, if I were to use this. So we're all there as formal mentors. But really, the actual on-the-job assignment is when things will start. Like, where's Prakash? Yeah, Prakash is here. He's a fellow. He's already working in Jharkhand. Okay, Jharkhand. Of course, he has a lot of experience with technology and the leader. We have a system called the Prabhari system, where somebody from the AIPC is sent to each state, and they work as, the eyes and ears of AIPC. So Mr. K. Raju, who is the Prabhari for Jharkhand, wanted somebody with some technology experience and background, and Prakash is already. So in that sense, Mr. K. Raju is his mentor already, but he's also on the job. But can he do other things? Of course. Can he also work with data and technology? Can we do help with vote chori, which is not ended, by the way? So there's still a lot of things to be done. So there are lots of such projects. Okay, so Pallavi has made an indicative list of work in different departments. I mean, I think there's something called the Congress Parliamentary Party, which is chaired by Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, and we will have a head and then there they wanted people with different domains, which are structured by ministries, to help Congress MPs, 100 MPs, do better in Parliament. So if there's something on foreign affairs, if there's something on defense, if there's something on healthcare, something on agriculture, something in economy, people that work in this setup, they don't have to be in Delhi physically, but a lot of it is remote work, and most of this work is when Parliament is in session. So that's one example. So like that, I know Ajay Markan wanted, I don't know if finance is there. So there's just lots of people. Once we start circulating this, like Ajoy has been very kind to say that this is a very refreshing set of program and set of people for the party. So I'm very, very sure I'm going to be flooded with requests. So my challenge and Pallavi's challenge is going to be how to match and manage this. Yes.
Praveen, hi Aditya, everybody. I've heard about a lot of programs going on, but if you look at Congress right now, Sangathan Sajan Abhiyan is a very detailed program that's been going on. So does AIPC has any role into this? Are we planning to interact with that particular program too?
This is different from the one Sachin runs? No, this is the DCC. The DCC one. Yeah, okay. So you can see, you can tell I'm a Tamilian. No, I didn't quite understand the Sangathan. Yes, there are requests. Now, see, I think the question is, what is it that we can do? I mean, generally, the way I have structured AIPC is, if we can go and be useful and be helpful, we'll go and do something. If you're not, we're not going to. We're not just going to go there, hang out, and take pictures and post on social media. That's not what we want to do, right? So if there is something, and typically, it would be like, okay, can we get help in communication, or a database of all the party workers, or some use of technology, or some sort of training? Then yes, yeah. So it depends on which state. I think the request will come from different states. This is for the fellows I'm talking about, okay? Yes?
Hi, I'm Manu from Delhi. So I just, on the Congress website, I went through it when you guys had shared that to have a look. And I understand that you also handle the data analytics department. So if you could just tell me a bit about what it does and how you were involved in the vote jury. Were you involved if you were, and what do you do and how we can help in that? Yeah.
I will tell you what I can say publicly. I think the origin of this was really after the Maharashtra election, when I think something was. It's not that we were not involved in the Maharashtra election. Post that, it was more an academic. What started off as an academic exercise is when we kind of. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yes, we knew this was happening and we went in and caught them. No. We stumbled upon this suspicious increase in voters. I mean, the simple theory, what caught my eye in Maharashtra was this. In the Lok Sabha election in Maharashtra, the Congress alliance is ahead in 157 assembly seats. That is, we win the equivalent of 157 assembly seats. And the BJP alliance is ahead in 123. 5 months later, it's exactly the same coalition. It's exactly the same people. It's just 5 months apart. 157 comes down to 50. And BJP alliance goes from 126 to 230. How could this have happened? That people who voted for the Congress alliance in the Lok Sabha decided, for whatever reasons, that they will vote for the BJP alliance. That's the only way. It's logical, right? People who voted moved away. When I looked at it, I saw the number of people that voted for the Congress alliance in Lok Sabha was pretty much the same in the assembly elections. And I said, that is surprising. If people that voted for the Congress alliance in the Lok Sabha election also came and voted for the Congress alliance in the state election, how did we go from 157 to 50? Then when I looked at it, it turned out that the BJP alliance votes, total number of votes, went up by 72 lakhs. They got 72 lakh more votes in 5 months, while our votes remained pretty much the same. I mean, there may be some difference. Then I started looking, okay, who are these 72 lakh votes? Where did they come from? How can there be such a big increase? Of course, we did a lot of statistical analysis, trends, all of these things, and it was very clear it was an outlier. That is when our attention to voter list shifted. Until then, the whole narrative was some women's scheme, and then people vote differently for Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha and all of that. If that was all true, then our votes should have come down. So that didn't happen, and that started it. So to that extent, yes, Khalid, who's the vice chairman of the data and technology department, and we started this whole. And Khalid And all I can say is, yes, I think there's still more work going on in vote chori and all that. Bangalore, of course, Mansoor Khan was the candidate from there, Bangalore Central, that Mr. Gandhi had a press conference on, and he got a lot of analysis and work done. Yeah. So yes, there is a lot of work going on. The thing is, if some of you want to get involved in it, I think absolutely Khalid needs more people. We need more people. But it is also very sensitive and confidential. So we will have to develop that sort of trust and relationship to start working. Yes? Yeah, sure. He has the mic. Okay.
Sir, in last not few months, I mean more than few months, we have been listening about the term that is new kind of politics. Today also we heard about that. So everybody is having their own thought process about new kind of politics. What I think is how to win and how to be more stronger. That is one of my narrative. But I would like to understand your view, if you can help us understand that with Congress side, what is that exactly?
I was just checking. So I think Kargeji's office said, no, he's going to take another 10 minutes. They've left. He'll arrive in 10 minutes. Okay. See, I think new politics, of course, means different things to different people. I was talking to somebody before about, I think, Haryana, and they were asking me what. When I look at just the numbers across the country from the Congress party's point of view, there's one clear trend I see, which is we don't do well in urban seats. Haryana, we actually won all the rural seats. I mean, not all. We won a majority of the rural seats. But we lost 90% of the urban seats. And hence we ended up losing the state, though by a very, very, very small margin. And I think there were some other factors at play as well, now that we know. So now for me then, I've often said it, I think urban constituencies need what I call the politics of aspiration. And does the Congress party have a language for the politics of aspiration? What do we go and tell the urban voter? Why should that person vote for the Congress party? Right? And there, I think social justice is very, very important. Does that resonate with that voter? Maybe that voter needs a different grammar, different language. Who's developing that? Who's talking that? And I think at least in AIPC, we've started a program called the Politics of Aspiration. I think we have a lot more work to do, but it's one area where I think AIPC can play a very big role. Yeah.
Sir, and don't get me wrong with this question. It's a hard question.
You're not going to abuse me more than Ajoy did, no?
So, sir, how much sincerely and how much courageously and how long are we going to take this vote chori? Number one question. And how sincerely do we think as an organization that there is a serious statistical fraud happened and it is just not a political stint. It is really, really a sin, and we are going to fight it tooth and nail until unless we take it to an end. Are we thinking it that way, or it will just go away after media things and media trial, and maybe a month from now nobody is talking about vote chori anymore? Will this happen? How are you thinking about it?
So I'll answer that statistical
fraud thing, yeah.
Validity question.
Yes.
200%, whatever you saw, are absolute true numbers. And those are not our numbers.
But is that
those numbers are Election Commission numbers. Now, so is there a statistical reason to suspect? See, it's like saying, if there is a burglary, if there is robbery in your home, and you see, okay, the robbers come, he's dismantled a few things, he's been in this room, he's been in that room. So you go to the cops and say, there's a burglary. These are the clues. It's very evident that there is something wrong. Beyond that, you can't prove. You cannot prove that there was that robber who came, because we don't have that capacity. So very often people ask me, How do you know all these new voters voted for the BJP alliance? How does anybody know? Only the Election Commission of India, if at all, knows.
You see, one of the biggest myths is this: even if you have multiple voter IDs, you didn't vote. Now, this is what the Election Commission said. That's again a myth. You don't have the data. Earlier, the polling agent data would be given. You put it online. You will find out in Bangalore. So you will say that a guy from Bombay won't go in Bangalore, which is again a bullshit, because the guy from East Jamshedpur is going and voting in West Jamshedpur. From the next constituency, is voting in this constituency. That Election Commission is not saying. So that is where the fundamental issue of this whole scam is. It's much deeper. And they make you win some elections, because every seat is, you need to twist, like what Mr. Gandhi said, is you need to win 25 states. They have an assessment and they knew they're going to lose this Lok Sabha, so they managed it in 25 odd seats. That's it. The game was only in 25, 30 odd Lok Sabha seats. In the Vidhan Sabha, they went ballistic, like totally nuclear in Maharashtra. You lost Haryana. You know how many votes you lost? The whole of the state. How many votes do you think? You guys are all getting into this. How many votes did we lose the whole of Haryana state? By how many votes? 22,000. 80 booths, 22,000. Divide 22,000 by 80? 80 seats. How much? 250. One booth has got 1,500 votes. And they did it across an assembly with 400 seats. That means 400 booths. That means one seat, 5 vote. 10 vote. So what, it is something which your whole existence is. So what I'm saying is, Election Commission is saying, chor pakad ke le aao. First they're doing the crime and then saying, ki chor bhi pakad ke le aao. Hum kaise le aayenge? Hamare paas sadhan hi nahi hai. Murder hua. Hum murder ko pakad kar bhi le aaye. Ab bole ki hum manenge nahi, ye to murder hai. That's also happened in that Bangalore seat. We are saying this is what happened. And they're saying, hum nahi manenge. So that is the issue. It's a huge issue. I mean, you have no clue on how that...
Yeah, and to be fair, I've never once said anything about EVM in the 12 years that I have headed the data analytics department. So the first time I've come out, and this is because I've seen the data and the trends, and it's rigorous statistical analysis.